Alright, we back. And this time, not gonna lie, we're just gonna talk about the greatest lightweight of the modern era. Honestly, arguably the greatest fighter of the modern era. And that's Ilia. Ilia Topuria has gone through multiple divisions now, beat the greats that are in front of him, and even went through, on top of them being great, but three heartfelt favorites of the community. And honestly, I don't think anybody's ever done that before. Even when Jon Jones did his run, it wasn't the level of fighter. A prime Volk, a Max Holloway at some of the top of his game, right? Because at this point he's coming off of like beating everybody in that division that he had to beat to get a title shot again, proving he was still great. And then coming up and beating Charles as the cherry on top is just... There's nothing you can really say. Ilia is exactly who he thinks he is. He's done it all. And at this point, the only thing left, really, legacy-wise, would be to fight Islam. And if he were to capture the welterweight belt, which I don't even know what we're doing at this point, he might get some defenses off at lightweight. You know, I don't really see anybody that's offering him trouble. I do think he's better than most of these people. But that's the good part about fighting. You fight to see if something you don't expect happens. You know what I mean? Anybody can land a punch. A kick could land. You could slip the wrong way. Hey, but as of right now, 28-year-old Ilia at the top of his game. And not much else about that. And honestly, using him in this game, it feels that way. Hands of stone, crazy powerful, durable as hell. And there's not much you can do against a really good Ilia, especially when you move forward. As you see right here, he literally eats a head kick, uppercut, boom, fight's over, he's out of here. And we're going to go to the next fight. Now, honestly, in this next fight, with him more than likely about to fight Gaethje, I feel bad for Gaethje, but he did what he had to do to get his shot. You know what I mean? I don't feel like just because everybody thinks you're going to lose, you shouldn't get your shot. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just unfair. We're not doing sports anymore. You don't go, hey, I think the champ is going to dog walk the guy, but he beat three people to become a number one contender. You can't do that anymore. That takes away the essence of why am I even fighting in the first place if you're just going to keep skipping over me. Now, the real fight of this division, in my opinion, is Arman and Ilia. And I think Ilia can still win that. I very much think Ilia could go out there and do what he normally does, which is hit somebody really hard and they go to sleep in less than 3 minutes. But I do think Arman is skilled enough to where he offers Ilia trouble. And that's what really most of us as fans want to see at this point. Ilia in trouble. Or not so much in trouble, but either a threat or just having to think a little bit more. Because he goes in, he boxes well, he sets up with his feints, he dips as he moves, his head isn't on the center line, and the power is there. And he has the calf kick that makes you think, and also choose your leg up, which just like in the game, takes away from your power, takes away from your movement when you can't plant your fullest to get into a shot. So his game plan of just training really hard and picking his opponents to like a science to know that he can just perform to the best of his abilities has been working. And he's done it to Max, he's done it to Volk, he's done it to Charles. He went through, which is funny because even Bryce Mitchell, who we think is, whatever you think about Bryce Mitchell, but really good on the ground, Ilia goes, beats him up after getting counterboxed, surprisingly. I went back and watched that fight. Bryce Mitchell somehow counterboxes well against competition, but he gets hit, and then what does Ilia do? He beats him at his own game. He subs him. I believe it was an arm triangle. And that's just the key to everything. And then when it was on the come up, we were like, hey, does he have durability issues or does he have, stamina issues? Maybe he can only do this for 1 to 2 rounds and that's why he is the way he is. No. He beat Josh Emmett for 5 rounds. Beat the shit out of Josh Emmett for 5 rounds, if we're being real about it. I think it was a 50-42. Didn't even know we got scorecards like that in MMA. It's ridiculous. So, even on his come up, Ilia is exactly who he thinks he is. And that's why we're in the state we are today, with Ilia being at the top of lightweight, and honestly looking down at everybody else. It's really more of a Ilia and a gap, and then the rest of the competition. And Arman's goal in current history, like right now, should be to show that that gap isn't that wide. But, you know, we got to see them fight. Arman has to, you know, not headbutt people, not kick people, not go and pull his back one day before. He has to do a lot of things to make sure that he is at the top of his game for the fight of his life. And honestly, I think that's a very interesting fight, and I think this puts us at fans on the edge of our seat and gives us something to look forward to. Now, when are we going to get this fight? I don't know. We're probably going to get Ilia and Gaethje on the White House card, which is, what, June? So then you would have to go later in the year, barring Justin Gaethje pulling a rabbit out of the hat and, you know, beating Ilia or damaging him. Like, let's say they get into a war and Gaethje does lose, but Ilia takes enough damage to where he can't fight by December. So then we're on the timetable of one fight from Ilia this year, get to him, and then the Arman fight is until 2027. There's a lot of factors that just, you know, looking ahead of the fight that's going to be in front of you really, you know, goes through and inhibits. But here we are. So as right now, I kind of do want to know what y'all think in the comments. You know, if you are watching this, like, share, subscribe, and leave all sorts of thoughts in the comments for what you think is next for the lightweight division. But as for here in the gameplay, we're walking forward doing what Ilia does best, and that's land hooks, straights, and apply pressure to the opponent. Now right here, we're going to ground and pound him with the stack guard. We're going to switch to half guard, and we're going to look for a Von Flue. Now I like to turn this into an arm triangle, but if I can get it, I will just go for the Von Flue. Sadly, he reversed me, but he's going to go up, try to get some ground and pound off. Now right here, I don't know what was going on with me. I think I was assuming he was going to go to full mount again after going up, you know, to get a better position, but he just didn't do that. So then when he goes right, I'm like, oh, that's easy work. So you're going to get Darce choked. If you've been at this channel long enough, you know the Darce choke is always coming, and you're not going to get out of that. So boom, he gets finished with the Darce choke. That's my signature, especially in recent memory. So hey, that's Ilia Topuria. He can do it all. He can hit you. He can knock you out. He can sub you, go down there, wrestle you well, and he can get up when you try to get on top of him. No diddy. Anyway, crazy way to end the video, but that is the end of this video. You know, I said, like, subscribe, share the video, and tune in for the next one. Coming soon. Really trying to stay more consistent. Sorry about the wait between videos recently, but yeah, that's it. And peace. I'm out.